Welcome back to Andersen Acres. If you've ever thought that roses only belong in formal gardens with perfectly trimmed hedges, expensive stone fountains, and someone who somehow has time to polish their garden tools, I've got good news. Roses are far more versatile than many people realize. They aren't just plants you tuck into a flower bed and admire from a respectful distance. Roses can become part of the structure of a landscape, helping define spaces, soften harsh lines, create privacy, attract pollinators, and add months of color to your property. Whether you have a tiny backyard, a sprawling hobby farm, or something in between, roses can play a much bigger role than simply looking pretty. Today, let's talk about how to use roses as part of your landscape, rather than treating them like fragile museum exhibits that require velvet ropes and security guards. One of the biggest misconceptions about roses is that they're only meant to be grown as individual showcase plants. You know the kind. One lonely rose bush sitting proudly in the middle of a perfectly weeded circle of mulch, looking as if it files paperwork before producing each bloom. There's certainly nothing wrong with growing a specimen rose. A beautiful rose can absolutely become the star of the garden bed. But limiting roses to that one role means missing out on a tremendous amount of design potential. Modern roses come in an incredible variety of sizes, shapes, growth habits, and colors, making them surprisingly flexible when planning an attractive landscape. Think about the edges of a walkway. Instead of lining it with the same shrubs everyone on the block has, imagine a row of compact miniature roses or smaller shrub roses bursting into bloom throughout the growing season. They create a colorful border that naturally draws the eye while adding fragrance and interest along the path. Visitors walking toward your front door don't just arrive. They take a scenic route surrounded by flowers. Even if your visitors are mostly delivery drivers dropping off chicken feed, they still get to enjoy the view. The chickens may not appreciate your landscaping efforts, but they weren't exactly contributing design ideas anyway. Larger shrub roses can become excellent hedges that provide both beauty and function. Unlike a plain green hedge that quietly exists in the background, a flowering rose hedge changes throughout the season. Fresh spring growth gives way to buds, colorful blossoms, lush foliage, and eventually decorative hips on many varieties. That means your hedge isn't just acting as a boundary, it's constantly putting on a performance. Some varieties also develop dense branching that provides shelter for small birds while creating a natural screen between different areas of your property. Suddenly, your landscaping is working overtime instead of simply occupying space. Climbing roses take things to another level, quite literally. Arbors, pergolas, fences, trellises, gates, and even certain walls can become living displays when covered with climbing, healthy roses. Instead of staring at an ordinary wooden fence, you suddenly have a wall of flowers greeting you every time you head outside. It's one of those rare gardening tricks that somehow manages to look elegant while still feeling welcoming. Just remember that climbing roses don't magically levitate onto structures. They appreciate a little guidance. Left entirely to their own devices, they'll often decide that whatever direction you had in mind was merely a helpful suggestion. Roses also make wonderful backdrops for perennial gardens. Taller shrub roses positioned toward the rear of a flower border can provide structure while allowing smaller perennials to shine in front of them. As the season progresses, different plants take turns becoming the stars of the show. Spring bulbs emerge first, summer perennials follow, and roses weave through the entire performance with repeated blooms. Instead of competing with other flowers, well-chosen roses often tie the entire planting together. Think of them as the reliable cast member who somehow manages to make everyone else look even better without demanding all the attention. One reason roses have remained popular for centuries is their incredible diversity. There are old garden roses with a timeless charm, modern shrub roses bred for disease resistance, compact landscape roses that bloom almost continuously, and heritage varieties that fit beautifully into natural-looking gardens. If your property leans toward a formal appearance, there are roses that complement crisp lines and symmetrical beds. If your landscape is more relaxed and cottage-inspired, there are equally wonderful roses that look perfectly at home wandering among the ornamental grasses and the perennials. Roses aren't limited to one style. They're surprisingly adaptable design tools. Of course, no matter how beautiful a rose variety might be, location still matters. Most roses perform best when they receive at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Sunshine helps fuel vigorous growth and abundant flowering. If you garden in a particularly hot climate, however, a little afternoon shade can actually benefit the plant by reducing stress during the hottest part of the day. Here on many Canadian hobby farms, we usually spend more time wishing summer would stay longer than worrying about scorching afternoon heat. Except for apparently this summer, but every growing region has its own little personality quirks that gardeners learn to work with. Wind is another factor that's easy to overlook until you watch a perfectly beautiful rose bush get tossed around like it's trying out for an action movie. Strong winds can damage delicate blossoms, snap tender new growth, and dry plants more quickly than you'd expect. Placing roses where they're protected by fences, buildings, trees, at an appropriate distance, of course, or other windbreaks can make a noticeable difference. The goal isn't to eliminate every breeze. Good air movement is actually beneficial. You simply want to avoid locations where every gust arrives with the enthusiasm of a freight train determined to rearrange your landscaping. Speaking of air movement, roses appreciate room to breathe. It's tempting to pack plants tightly together because everything looks wonderfully full on planting day. Unfortunately, plants have a habit of refusing to remain the adorable little babies we brought home from the nursery. Before long, branches begin competing for space. Humidity lingers between crowded plants, and fungal diseases become much more likely. Planning for the mature size of each rose may require a little patience in the early years, but your future self will be grateful when each plant has room for healthy air circulation, instead of elbowing its neighbors every time the wind blows. As hobby farmers, we often think about landscapes differently than suburban gardeners do. We aren't just designing something beautiful. We're creating spaces that have to coexist with barns, fences, gardens, livestock, equipment, and occasionally a goat that believes landscaping is simply an all-you-can-eat buffet. Roses can soften the edges around practical farm structures, brighten entrances to barns or workshops, and add welcoming color near seating areas without making the property feel overly formal. They help bridge the gap between working farm and comfortable home, reminding us that practical places can also be beautiful places. Perhaps that's one reason roses have remained beloved for so many generations. They aren't simply flowers. They're versatile landscape plants capable of filling many different roles while rewarding us with months of spectacular blooms. Whether you use a single specimen rose as a focal point, line a pathway with miniature varieties, create flowering hedges, train climbers over structures, or weave shrub roses through perennial beds, you're adding beauty that changes throughout the seasons. The landscape becomes richer, more inviting, and more personal. And honestly, if your garden can make you smile every time you step outside, I'd say it's doing exactly what a good landscape is supposed to do. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. I'd love to hear how you've used roses around your own property, or if you have a favorite variety that always earns compliments from visitors. We'll see you tomorrow.